In this video, we're going to be talking about EFT, emotional freedom technique, in relation to nervous system regulation and how it can reduce or eradicate emotional and physical symptoms altogether. Let's go ahead and get into it. So emotional freedom technique is a holy grail tool when it comes to regulating our nervous system, helping with stress, trauma, PTSD, chronic symptoms, even chronic illness. It has been known to reduce symptoms in people and even eradicate symptoms or illness altogether. I know, it's incredible, but the studies are there and I'm here to tell you more about it. So emotional freedom technique actually dates back to centuries ago. It is a tool that we use to tap meridian points on our face area and our body in order to neutralize stuck energy in the body. So this is very similar to acupuncture. I'm sure you guys are familiar with acupuncture, where you use the needles to do the same thing, but here we're actually going to be using our fingers. You can use anywhere from 1 to 4 fingers, whatever is comfortable for you. So let me kind of break down a baseline as to why someone would want to use this technique. Now, I know that I already mentioned, chronic symptoms, anxiety, stress, PTSD. So of course, those are different variables, but I want to give a specific example. Let's say when you're little and you're playing at home, you hear the garage door open and you know that your father has been out drinking, and you know that with that drinking comes really, really toxic verbal abuse. And every time you hear that garage door open, you just kind of go into fight or flight, and all of these physical emotions start coming up and you get very anxiety ridden. Now fast forward to now, you're an adult, and every time you hear the garage open, you still continue to have those unwanted feelings, even though we know that you are safe. This is a completely different situation. Your father is not coming home drunk. There is not going to be any abuse, yet you still have those emotions. So that's stuck energy that you're going to want to release, and EFT is something that can help release that. And what is so beautiful about this tool is it is free, doesn't cost anything. You can do it in just minutes, so it is incredibly fast, and it does not involve a lot of energy, and you can do it anywhere. So there's so many great benefits to this exercise. And even though it's so easy, right? Like there's not a lot that goes into it. You kind of think like, oh, then it can't help that much. No, it is absolutely the complete opposite. If you research EFT and you look up the studies on how much it's helped people with PTSD, anxiety, all of these unwanted feelings, it is astronomical, the things that you will find. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty details. So when it comes to EFT, we're going to be focusing on 9 points. So before we get started on an example of me going through an EFT round, I'll show you those points. Maybe grab a piece of paper and a pen and take some notes. So the first point is going to be where we call our karate chop on our hand, right? Karate chop is right about here. And then the second point is going to be right at the beginning of where your eyebrow hair starts. So right here. Okay? And then the third point is going to be right here, the bone right where your crow's feet is. Okay? Fourth point, right under your eye where that bone is. Fifth point, right in between your nose and your upper lip. Sixth point, right here in the middle of your lip and your lower chin. Seventh point is right where the collarbone is, right here, this bone right here, right underneath that. Okay? 7 point. And then 8 is right for ladies, right where the bra strap is, right here. 8. And then 9 is right at the crown of the head. Okay, and then just some housekeeping right before you get started. So there is kind of a mirror going on in our body, right? With the meridians, if you tap this point, it's just the same as pointing this side right here. Okay, so you don't have to do both at the same time, but you also can if you want to. I usually do one side. And then another thing is, doesn't matter what hand you use. So if you're right-handed, you might want to use your right hand. If you're left-handed, you might want to use your left hand. You can do either. No need to think too much into it. You could just use either side of your body, either hand, both hands, totally up to you. Now, before you get started, you're going to think about what it is that you're feeling, the stressor, the anxiety, whatever it is, and you're going to say it out loud. And you're going to take a deep breath. And then you're going to rate the stress or anxiety on a scale of 1 to 10. What does that look like? Maybe keep that number in your head or maybe write it down. Okay? So your words are going to start off in a way where you acknowledge what you're feeling, but you're also having compassion for yourself while you're feeling them. Okay? And then you're going to kind of move into, okay, yes, I'm feeling these feelings, but I'm still safe. Even though I'm feeling stressed or a lot of anxiety, I'm still safe. And then you're going to end with letting it go. Okay, so you're going to kind of keep those 3 bullet points in your head. But again, this is not very rigid, right? Remember what I said, you don't have to use both hands. You don't have to do both points at the same time. When I'm telling you what to talk about, what to express, just kind of keep it around that. It doesn't have to be anything specific. Just remember to start with acknowledging, having compassion for yourself that you're feeling that, and then move into, even though you're feeling it, you're still safe. And then moving it into finally letting it go. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into an actual round together. Okay, so I'm going to take a deep breath in. I'm going to think about my stressor. My stressor is that I have a workshop coming up tomorrow night that I'm teaching, and I've never done it before. And I'm going to rate my anxiety and stress at about a 5. Okay, and then I'm going to get into the tapping. Even though I have this stress about the workshop tomorrow night, I accept myself wholeheartedly. Even though the stress is really uncomfortable, I accept that. I accept that and I love myself. I have this stress. I accept myself. It's okay. I accept myself. I am human just like everyone else. And just like I accept everyone else that I love, I choose to accept myself. And this stress, even though it's here, I'm still safe. I'm still safe with the stress in my body. Yes, the stress is uncomfortable, but that's okay. Being uncomfortable is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm still safe. And even though I'm feeling this stress, I'm going to let it go. It doesn't serve me. I'm going to let it go. And so I am. With each breath, each tap, I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. It does not serve me. It feels so good to let it go. It feels so good to let it go. It's leaving my body. It's leaving my body, and it feels so good. Now we're going to take a deep breath in. And now you're going to rate where you're feeling now. Now, myself, I would say that I'm probably at a 2 right now. Right? After doing that, I'm at a 2, and that was just 1 round. So I recommend doing up to maybe 2 to 4 rounds, depending on how anxious or stressed you're feeling. And, you'll realize sometimes when you're doing this, subconsciously these thoughts will come up and you'll realize, oh, what I thought I was stressed about or what I thought this anxiety was over was actually not. It was about this, right? So it's almost kind of like this self-therapy where you're tapping into the subconscious and they're kind of coming to the forefront. And it's giving you that option and the ability to release those emotions. So if EFT is completely new to you, I am so incredibly excited for you guys to start doing this and implementing this into your life. Of course, feel free to reach out in the comments below if you have any questions, or come say hi on all my socials at Kelly Nelson Health. I am on Instagram, YouTube, of course, and Facebook. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hug that subscribe button. And if you want to know when I post my next video, make sure to turn on your bell notifications. And I'll see you next time. Bye!